So many people out there, so many doctors, so many professionals are blaming your symptoms on high stress. And why this is not true at all and complete bullshit, that's what I'm gonna explain in this video basically. And I'm also gonna explain to you what is really behind your brain fog and your concentration issues at work and why the high stress can have an impact on that, but it's not the main cause when it comes to having these kind of symptoms. So maybe you started to get, brain fog, like you felt like trouble concentrating, trouble focusing, you can't really look people into the eyes, you have trouble like concentrating on like simple tasks, maybe you even have trouble to complete tasks that you used to do with ease, but now it's not so easy for you anymore. Some people, when they have brain fog, they also feel like they're slightly drunk all the time, and it feels like somebody stuffed cotton wool in their foreheads. And it's also sometimes a feeling of just being like absent, being like not present, and feeling like you're just not participating in life in a way, like watching a movie in front of you where you're not partaking in it. It's a really weird symptom. And when you go to your doctors with that, and when you ask other people about that, they take your blood, everything is coming back normal. They take hormonal tests, they look at your thyroid. Most of the time, everything is perfect in your blood results. And what are they blaming it on? They blame it on high stress. They blame it on high stress, and they say to you, yeah, you just need to relax a little bit more, you need to sleep better, you need to take care of your diet, whatever that means. You need to have a balanced diet, whatever that means. It just basically means nothing because there's no like real advice in that. But they just advise you all the time. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't even matter if it's like a conventional practice or if you go to alternative practitioners. Most of them will tell you, because they can't find anything, they will tell you, yeah, it's because of your high stress. But meanwhile, there are people out there that have the same amount of stress as you, maybe even more than you, and they don't have any symptoms at all. They're sharp in their mind, they work out every morning, then they go to work and they work for 10 hours straight. They don't even eat healthy. They have a lot of stress. They have a family sitting at home. They have a high demanding job, like they're running a business or they're a professional, they're leading other people. They have lots of responsibilities in their jobs, but they don't have any issues at all. So why are there some people that have high stress and get brain fog, and why are there some people that don't have high stress, that have high stress as well but don't get brain fog? What is the difference? What's going on in their brains? What's really going on there? And the even bigger problem is that if you never really realize what's going on, you don't even know what to do about it. And even though you lower your stress, even though you get an Aura ring or any kind of fitness trackers and you track your stress levels, you track your sleep, whatever you do, you may be able to lower your stress a little bit in your everyday life with these gadgets, but you still have brain fog and you still don't see any improvements in your health. So what's really behind the brain fog? What's really going on, and why can stress be a trigger? What's behind brain fog is that you have neurotransmitter chemicals in your brain that are diminished. Because neurotransmitter chemicals in your brain, they should be clean. They should work and function just very properly. They just work and function as they should be, like perfectly. That basically electrical impulses can hop from one neuron to another neuron, because that's what neurotransmitter chemicals are doing in your brain. They help that the electrical impulses in your brain, that they get delivered from one neuron to another neuron, and that's obviously happening very fast in your brain. And if the neurotransmitter chemicals in your brain are diminished and they're dirty and they're muddy, then the electrical impulses, which can be a thought, for example, is getting derailed or is not getting delivered easily from one neuron to another neuron, which can result in confusion, trouble concentrating. You know what you want to say, but you can't get the words out because the message that you actually have in your brain is not getting delivered because the neurotransmitter chemicals are not able to deliver the electrical impulse on where it needs to go in order for you to get the word out. And why are these electrical impulses, or why are the neurotransmitter chemicals diminished? Lots of toxins in the brain, but also Epstein-Barr virus plays a big role and is basically the main cause for brain fog. Because the Epstein-Barr virus is releasing neurotoxins. Usually it sits in the liver. You can't test for it because we can only test for EBV in the blood. I even made a video about that. But it sits in the liver, and we can't test for EBV in the liver. We can only test for it in the blood. It sits in the liver, it sits in the spleen, and it releases neurotoxins. Also, the neurotoxins are more toxic when there are more heavy metals in the liver, so when the virus is feeding on mercury, for example, or aluminum. And these neurotoxins that the virus is releasing enter the brain through the bloodstream, for example. They cross the blood-brain barrier, they enter the brain, and they can then diminish neurotransmitter chemicals. The same is, by the way, also happening with the central nervous system. These neurotoxins can also inflame the central nervous system, causing you to have chronic fatigue. That's the feeling of like being drained, being like tired, weakness of the limbs, legs feel like sandbags, you just don't have any strength in your body anymore, you can't work out anymore. That's why people with brain fog also experience fatigue. And this is actually what's happening. This virus causes the neurotransmitter chemicals to be weakened. There can be also only heavy metals in your brain without the Epstein-Barr virus that are doing that, like mercury, aluminum, copper, cadmium, nickel, lead, these kind of heavy metals that we breathe in every day, that we put on our bodies even purposely, because a lot of people actually don't know that heavy metals are on so many products that we use. It's in our food, so if you're somebody that ate lots of tuna, that is super high in mercury, you can actually get brain fog from the mercury that's in your tuna. MSG is also another big one, and if you think it's not in our food anymore, they just hide it very properly. They hide it just very good. Everywhere where you see natural flavors or artificial flavors on any product, that is, for example, hidden MSG, and MSG can kill neurons, and MSG is diminishing neurotransmitter chemicals as well. It can even get into your brain and can even you can even get MSG deposits in your brain. That stuff is also so bad when you have any kind of brain fog. And basically, if you want to get rid of your brain fog, you obviously need to cleanse the metals out of your brain. You need to have an antiviral diet and avoid the foods that are feeding the viruses in your body. And why is it actually the case that, when you have more stress, you get more brain fog? Because more stress means more adrenaline. And adrenaline can also feed the Epstein-Barr virus, making it stronger. That's why people with higher stress experience more symptoms like brain fog, and that's why you get more of these symptoms. And adrenaline itself can also burn out neurotransmitter chemicals. That's also something, or a reason why you can actually get more brain fog when you have more stress. But the severe brain fog, the really bad brain fog that you have, is not caused by stress. There are physical reasons, there are physical issues in your brain that I just explained that are causing you to have these kind of issues. And if you don't take care of that, it's not getting better, obviously. It's not getting better. And a lot of people are saying to you, it's all in your head, or you just need to relax a little bit more, or you're making this up. You're not weak, okay? You're not a weak person. You're not somebody that is not meant to do that. It's not your high stress levels. It's not even your fault that you have that. Because I know exactly how it feels. Brain fog was one of my worst symptoms in my active career as a professional soccer player. And every time I talk to somebody, you get this annoying and like really advice. You know, they say, yeah, you just need to sleep a little bit better. Maybe you should even do caffeine or just lower your stress a little bit. And you know exactly, you tried all of that already and it's just not doing anything because it's not working on the very thing that's causing your brain fog in the first place. Lowering your stress is not getting rid of the metals in your brain. Lowering the stress is not getting rid of the Epstein-Barr virus in your liver. It's just not doing it. And if you really want to know how to do that, I offer everybody a free discovery call because every situation is very individual. All that you need to do is to go to my website, www.theobergmann.com, book your free discovery call there, and then we will give you a call for 10 to 50 minutes to figure out if and how I can help you. And if so, we would move on to a free initial consultation, which is called a strategy call. And in that call, for 60 to 90 minutes, we will show you an approach on how you can actually do that, what kind of foods feed Epstein-Barr virus, for example, in your liver, what kind of foods you should avoid, what are the things that you need to bring in. We just show you a strategic approach on how to do that. And I would highly recommend you doing that because if you don't take care of that, if you don't cleanse the metals from your brain, if you don't get rid of the virus, and if you actually still eat the foods that are feeding that, if you're still getting exposed to more metals because you don't get that out of your body, the symptoms that you have can even get worse. And people lost their jobs because of brain fog. Because it can be so severe. If it would have continued for me in my active career and I wouldn't have done anything about it, I would have stopped. Because I just couldn't do it anymore. I had to stop. I was studying sport management at that time next to my career, next to my active career, but I just had to stop it. I just had to completely stop from my university that I also did next to when I was a professional soccer player because I was just thinking, you know, I need to do something as well, but I had to stop it. I couldn't concentrate anymore. I just couldn't do it anymore. And I even help people to heal their brain fog that they can work again. Because people lose their jobs because of that. And if you don't want to lose your job in the future, you should click on that link and book your free discovery call. If you don't want to, if you don't want to be in a situation where you can't provide for your family anymore because you have so much brain fog and you can't even go to work anymore and build your businesses and have the responsibility and take care of all of that, then book your free discovery call. Link is in the description, www.theobergmann.com. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel as well and see you in the next videos. Bye-bye.